Robot, get him in here. You don't want to miss this. The drones over New Jersey.
What I wish I knew at 18 instead of 28? That Young Elder News 9 would be my go-to for all things news and more. Broadcasting live worldwide, we've got over 3 million listeners tuned in every day. From world news to stock markets, government topics to the quirkiest stories, we cover it all on Young Elder TV. And remember, folks, you heard it here first. Our friendly team brings you the latest scoops with a dash of that good old Southern charm. Whether you're curious about the latest political twists or need the lowdown on the economy, we're your go-to source. We make sure you're always in the know, in the most engaging and entertaining way possible. So buckle up, y'all. It's time to dive into the world of Young Elder News 9, where the news is always fresh, fun, and downright fascinating. Stay tuned, spread the word, and remember, you heard it here first. Young Elder News 9, the hottest show in the game.
Man, we up early, man. We just woke up with it, man. Yeah, people were saying, man, Young Elder, man, what's up on this drone thing, you know? The drones over New Jersey. I suppose it did it at 7 o'clock tonight, but we kind of like supposed to got up, but we fell asleep too long. Hey, shout out Bodie. I just saw Bodie was up, man. It's a lot of people up going live like this morning, like early, like it late at night. So shout out Bodie and his wife, man. I saw Bodie live tonight. Yeah, man. So people was asking me, hey, Young, could you talk on the drones? What's going on with the drones? And so we're gonna tell you about Operation McGuire. See, we've been telling people about the robots and the new technology that they finna roll out for 2025. And now that the NSA has taken pretty much everything is de facto and the government is de facto. And when they roll out Project 2025, the U.S. Keep in mind, let me go back. We already informed you that the American people are the enemy of the United States corporation since 1933, since they robbed you of your gold. Now you might be asking, where's the gold that they robbed? Well, they don't got no gold. So what they said. So when you go run that gold, that's gonna cause a problem. But when they say they don't got nothing, and you asking for what they robbed you of, so now you become the enemy. We already broke all that down, right? If you've been with us, so they've been working on this drone technology for a while. They already had the drones. They've been having the drone technology probably since 1940 something. Because they use it against the extraterrestrials, and they've been had laser weapons on these drones since. You talking about some people was talking about they got AR-15s and different firearms attached to these drones, and yeah, that's the old stuff. Well, really, that ain't even the old stuff. They've been having laser weapons since the 1940s. That's what they ain't telling you, the military. And keep in mind, the military always stay about 40 years ahead of the public. While you talking about 5 gigabytes, they on terabytes. And even the devices we use now, like the flare phone, that was a two-way military walkie-talkie. They've been had it, a long distance walkie-talkie. That's what they called it before they gave it to the public. The Bluetooth, all that, they've been having it. But the drone technology with the lasers on them, they got drones with lasers. You talking? See, they showing you the ones they showing with AR-15. Nah, man, they got ones with lasers that's using magnetic energy, gravitational energy, man. I'm telling you. So, and they rolled them out like a long time ago, like 1940 something. That's what they ain't telling you, man. 1940. They used this shit against 1953. Eisenhower and them and Truman them used this shit against the Grays. That's how they was able to shoot them down with these laser weapons on the drones. Now, speeding up, because all this is gonna tie in together. You gotta understand what happened in 1943 with the Philadelphia experiment, where they was trying to create stealth technology. Well, they got stealth technology. And those drones got that technology on it, the invisibility technology. What you seeing over all these major cities is a military test called Operation McGuire. And they're testing the drones to see how people respond, what they say, and all this, because they're gonna roll the robots out 2025. That's how they gonna combat the American people. Because the American people outnumber this group. We outnumber them maybe 10,000 to 1. These guys, maybe way more than it, maybe 1,000,000 to 1. And so in order to keep control over so many people, they can spend all this money. They've been stealing your money the whole time and creating 3-4 robots for everybody to police. They're finna police the world with robots. I'm telling you, man. This is what they up with. So keep in mind, China been testing drones for the last couple months. They've been having these big ass drone shows. They drones are real advanced over in China. So every government that the new war is a robot war. Go watch Terminator. Mother Sophia Stewart told you that. Go watch Terminator, and you'll get an idea of what's going on here. And it's really more advanced than that. They said by 2030 they want to have the robot takeover completed. And they already been sending humanoid looking robots to games, Robotoids, right? They already been sending human robots to these big football games and letting them sit amongst humans to see how humans react. That was part of the Operation McGuire. Also, like I said, like the testing of these drones over major cities, that's part of Operation McGuire. And they flying those drones, the ones in New Jersey, they flying them out of the start of it is flying out of New Jersey, because this is where these guys are hiding at. These guys that still try to control the world. That's one of their areas. They call it New Jerusalem. And it's a Air Force base there called Operation McGuire. Called McGuire. And that's where they flying these drones out of. They military advanced drones. And like I said, they've been having them for over 40, 30, 50 years, really. And so now, and they're more advanced than the ones that y'all playing with the little spin on it, with the little the blades on it. Theirs don't even got blades. Theirs look like real airplanes. And like I say, for people that think that I'm making this up, that's what hey, who is this guy hurry up on? That's what I'm telling you. They're American drones, the military drones. What you think I'm talking about? Somebody from outer space made these? No, they are military drones. Operation McGuire. That's what it's about. Operation McGuire. Keep in mind what the McGuire is all about, and who the Micks are. McArthur, McDonald, McDoodle. We can't say much on that, but you just put it together. And then these guys call themselves designers guys. We'll say that much. And keep in mind about the Matrix in Zion, and keep in mind about Terminator. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Terminator was there was a robot war. China's geared up to have a robot war. America's gearing up to have a robot war. Go watch Terminator. Mother Sophia Stewart wrote all that from seeing into the future, from accessing the Akashic records. So like a lot of this stuff might go over people's head, but the government already been preparing to combat the American people using robots. The police in your local town got the robots now, the police dogs. They got the sound weapons. And so you're going to see a lot of more drone test runs over major cities. These are Air Force bases. Everywhere that's an Air Force base, you're going to see a testing of these new type drones that are about some of them are size of a car, some of them are the size of a small car, and some of them got laser weapons on it. They got infrared cameras, so they can take pictures and spy on the American. It's more spying on the American people because a lot of these drones are spy drones. So it's more spying on the American people. And I remember that one day, Ice Cube said that they tracked him on an iPhone with a drone. The government tracked him on an iPhone with a drone and tried to blow up his Rolls Royce. He said it in the song. So they could track. So keep in mind these phones, because go watch a movie called Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye, they had this supercomputer underground in Maryland that control, and it's connected with the Summit and the IBM. You know about IBM, right? How? It's the movie 2000 Space Odyssey, where the computer take over the world, right? So the computer can control these drones, right? The supercomputer is in control of the drones, and the supercomputer got the American people logged as the enemy. So the supercomputer now control these drones, and they use this same shit in 9/11. We ain't gonna say go. They use the same type of technology in 9/11. Okay, this drone technology. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna take too much. We don't want to mess up the algorithm, right? But this supercomputer controls the drones, and so it's like these drones are going to be spying on the American people and pretty much be part of the police, the new police, because the police is finna de facto. All foreign, everything, all the police, the state troopers, who else? Anybody that's foreign occupation is finna de facto into national security. That's their last frontier. They finna de facto. They already de facto really into national security. So all you're gonna do see is sheriffs and U.S. Marshals, right? Because United States Corps is going out of business. So they know that while they winging you off, Project 2025, while they ringing you off, and people gonna be going hysteric when they don't got no food stamps. So they ain't gonna be able to combat that many people, but they got drones and robots that can combat them. And what the hell you gonna do to a robot that can flip around, roll around, and shoot his gun and still hit the target while he being shot at like RoboCop? Go watch RoboCop. I mean, people think we making this shit up, but when they see this shit and then it come out and then they gonna say, "Oh yeah, well, man, this is the dude named Young Gilder. He said that Nah, I ain't just said. Mother Sophia Stewart been said it. Go watch Terminator. All of them. Right? I'm telling you, man. So this right here is just the beginning of pretty much the transition of the U.S. government now using or the laws of London, pretty much the last frontier of this three-armed Babylonian Empire is now going to roll out their technology. And like I said, the military is way ahead of the public. So if the public is playing with the drones that you play with, you think that some people, they got some pretty tight drones out here in the civilians. The stuff that you see civilians playing with, the technology that you see, what's this brother name? Terence Howard, the type of drone technology where it spins around and don't have to make it can spin around on a single pivot. The military got that already. The military already stole all that boy patents. The military they got a group called military intelligence. Then they got another group called a military complex, where the military intelligence collect intelligence as far as technology and get that to the military complex, and they re-engineer it from extraterrestrial shit all the way down to civilians. They've been doing it. Go look up a dude named Bob Lazarus. Bob Lazar, that's his name. That's how you say it. Bob Lazar. Go look up Bob Lazar, who worked at Area 51. So the military already got technology that you gonna see it and think it's extraterrestrial shit because it's 40 years ahead of the public. Just like a lot of extraterrestrial groups, they are 1,000 years ahead, or 10,000 years ahead, or some people 100,000 years ahead. Some extraterrestrials. So they might have a craft that might come out of the sky out of nowhere, that look like a holographic diamond, and then it might open up a vortex window and go back up in there. You like, oh, what the hell is that? That's some. And then, but so the government, you're gonna see some stuff that the government got that's about 40, 50 years ahead of the public, and you're gonna think it's extraterrestrial stuff. That's a part of Project Bluebeam too, because they got these advanced hologramic technology too on the drones. They got hologramic technology on these drones where they can send hologramic images down to the ground. Well, you would think it's a group of police walking up on you and it's a damn drone shooting down holograms. They're gonna be the next thing they finna start. You finna see. Oh, they gonna say, oh, this drone it did a hologram on the ground of a goat, dog running or something. I'm telling you, man. So, in the military gonna be sitting back laughing the whole time because they know that it's Operation McGuire. Operation McGuire is about introducing the advanced technology onto the public, but not onto the public to give it to them, onto the public to tighten down national security for protecting national security is what they gonna say. I'm telling you, man. And they've been stealing the money of the people, of the American people, driving that money into them projects. That's where all the missing money is going. Operation McGuire to create the robot drone war, and they've been recruiting young brothers. They put out these games like Call of Duty and like Fortnite, these shooting games where you gotta know how to maneuver with the drumsticks and shit, right? And then they have these contests every year where they bring these guys out to see who the best guys is, and then they recruit these guys into the Airforce to fly the drones. I'm telling you, man. And they pay them good money too. And all they doing is sitting up. It's like playing a video game. They sitting up into a big ass warehouse looking at a big computer screen with a drumstick in their hand, like they playing a video game. They flying actual real drones and operating real robots. So because if you think about it, on that game, Call of Duty, it's like you operating a robot. You operating a person. You shooting a gun. He's shooting a gun. Now imagine if you could take that and put it into real life and then put it as a robot and then you sit and control like a remote video game. And that's what we're seeing. The robot war. The war against the rage against the machines. And like I say, it plays out in Matrix and in Terminator. Mother Sophia Stewart's Third Eye book. That's so don't be surprised. The drones flying, of the drones over the cities is just a distraction. They've been had these drones, and they really, what you're seeing is Operation McGuire, like I say, which is a test, which is they testing these over all the major cities. You're gonna see these probably over all the major cities: New York, Chicago, all the cities where they think they're gonna have the most combatants when they start swinging you shutting down and trying to get away and go into this small cubby hole called national security. They gonna try to roll out the robots. That's their last thing, because they already really robotoid and android out in the government anyway. Because they got shit you don't know, but they got robots that look human that you can't even tell, man. They got androids and robots that look human. They got clones, for Christ's sakes. And people think I'm crazy, man. They got clones. They've been cloning since 1950s. Go watch a movie called Boys in Brazil, where they was cloning Adolf Hitler. Go watch a movie called The Island, where these rich elites, billionaires, boys club guys, right, have clones for extra body parts. Doc already said it. They was doing it back in ancient Kemet. And this is ancient Kemet, by the way, as well. We know now, and we're about to get ready to bump them we're about to get ready to drop some tapes probably tomorrow, or we're going to get ready to bump them go ahead, bump the rest of them for their fees. Yeah. That now that's another thing too, because Amazon got the new package delivery system drone thing. But now this is different. Because the ones that Amazon got, their drones got a lot of them got the blades on them. A lot of these was look like the new drones they got, it's like a real airplane. The military in Operation McGuire. Now they got thousands of different types of drones. These military guys, they got drones like tanks. They got, listen to this, because a lot of this stuff is already out. People just don't talk about it. The government got unmanned tanks, so they got remote control driven tanks where a kid can drive it from sitting in the laboratory or in some kind of call center. They got unmanned submarines. So it's already robot submarines. They got unmanned helicopters. They got, man, look, they got aircraft carriers. The U.S. military got aircraft carriers that don't have to refuel for 25 years. They run off nuclear power. And that's really old shit. The military stays 40 to 60 years ahead of the public. How many times we got to tell you people that? And what you're seeing, don't even worry about it. It's really a distraction. Operation McGuire is really Operation McGuire ain't a distraction. It's actually them pretty much switching the whole system over to robots. Just like Muller Sophia Stewart said, it's going to be a war against the machines. We're going to be us versus the computer. And then, like I say, but you're seeing the test runs. What you're seeing is the test runs. That's why the feds is saying, "Oh, it's not. They are not a threat. The drone's not a threat. Why they not a threat? Because they know who operating them. They know it's military operations. That's why it's not a threat. And they know that, hey, man, we got lasers on these drones. We got shit that can shoot through a car, shoot through bulletproof glass. We got lasers that can shoot through bulletproof. Now, the problem they're gonna have is that the extraterrestrials on the mother plane, nigga, the mother plane that Elijah Muhammad told y'all about. So we knew that was gonna come to this part, so we put something together like in the in the 40s, in the 50s, called a mother plane. It's a half a mile by half a mile with 1,500 bombing planes on it. So them little toy drones they got, that ain't nothing. If man, look, move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I wish I had some clips to show you of the mother plane. And we got clips. We got plenty of clips. And they know it's up there. They arrested Elijah Muhammad to question him about it. Because the government, Neil Armstrong then went up there and took pictures of it and seen it. And they came back and told the government, and they went and they said, man, it's this dude named Elijah Muhammad over the Nation of Islam that's talking about this thing. He said that he wrote a book about it. And they went and arrested Elijah Muhammad and questioned him about it. The government. Man, I'm telling you, they arrested Elijah Muhammad and questioned him about the mother plane because they knew it was up there. And we got videos of it already. I got hundreds of videos of it. Go watch my tape I put out called Riz Tech, the movie. Go watch the mother plane, the tape I put out called The Mother Plane about Elijah Muhammad. Go watch that tape. Right? We already put the stuff out. But the mother plane, for you people that's new, is an advanced device created by the L's. The ones, because look, what they ain't gonna tell you that America was more advanced than we had missiles for thousands of years. We had missile technology for thousands of years in America. Why is America so advanced in technology than anywhere around the world? Why? Because America is the true old world. The helicopters and all that, we've been had that. That's what the Mounds was all about. That's why these helicopters is named after Native American tribes. A lot of this stuff might go over your head. America's been the advanced power military since the beginning. We always been the leading military power on Turtle Island. Yeah, but don't, like I say, don't be distracted by the military drones. They, like I say, they're getting ready for Operation McGuire, which is a test. They testing their new military drones over major cities. They seeing how the cameras work, see if they can get a good, and they got some shit that can zoom in to an ant taking this shit on the ground. I'm telling you, they got cameras that can zoom in to an ant to taking the shit on the ground, and that's really old shit because they had that on the S71 Blackbird, the SR71 Blackbird, which they don't even use no more since they got the satellite technology where they can zoom in to an ant taking the shit on the ground, right? Because my granddad was in the Airforce. The SR71 Blackbird was a spy plane that they used that can fly maybe like 2,300 miles an hour, right? Yeah, that's right. Ain't nothing new under the sun. That can fly 100 miles an hour. And my granddad said they had a camera on it that could take a picture of a dime on the ground and tell you the date on it. When they was flying over to Vietnam and all that during that time, the SR71 Blackbird had a spy camera on it. They can flying at 2,300 miles an hour, way up 100,000 miles up in the air, can take a picture of a dime on the ground and tell you the date on it. Now, what kind of camera is that? You know what I'm saying? That's and it's some shit they got off that Roswell crash with Bob. No, I'm telling you, man. I used to go to them air shows. I used to be damn. I used to watch the 71 SR Blackbird. That mug so fast you can't even. Man, look, when they pull up and land, then after it land, you hear a boom like an explosion because it's moving faster than sound. It beats sound. Look, man, I remember back then, I'm gonna tell you, and that shit really slow compared to the baby planes. I'm leading up to telling you about the baby planes. Is why I'm telling you about the SR71 Blackbird, which is pretty much the fastest shit they had, which is pretty much slow. 2,300 miles is that's like a fucking turtle going against the fastest motorcycle or Bugatti or something. It's like a turtle going up against a Bugatti, comparing the SR71 Blackbird to one of the baby planes, right? But I remember we went to an air show, and I think this right here was the F-15 or the F-17. It may have been the Raptor, the F-17 Raptor. Man, we went to the air show, and a dude called from about 3 hours away. It's an Air Force base that's 3 hours away from this Air Force base. And he said, man, I'm about to get ready to take off. Right? At the air show. He said, I'm about to get ready to take off right now. He take off. Nigga, 8 minutes later, 3 hours away, he pull up. And then he land, and then you hear boom, the sonic boom after. Right? So the government been having shit that fly faster than sound. Mark 2, Mark this, right? I think Mark is like, 700 some miles an hour. And then, Mark 2, 14, going on up, right? But that was pretty fast to get there in 8 minutes from 3 hours away in that thing, in that aircraft. And like I said, the fastest shit they had was the SR71 Blackbird. And that shit's really slow. It was some fast shit back then. Some niggas had to put aircraft suits on just to fly that. I mean, spacecrafts. They had to put outer space suits on just to fly that sucker, man. You know what I'm saying? And my granddaddy said that it was a gel like fuel. The fuel was like a gel. That's how fast this shit was, like a gel type fuel, right? But that shit is slow compared to the baby planes. The baby planes, look, a dude said, man, I'm finna fix a cup of coffee. And one of the baby planes was taken out from over China. And he fixed a cup of coffee, and like 2 or 3 minutes before his coffee was even finished, the plane was over his house in New York. Less than that, really. It was over his house in New York. That's how fast these, and they can drop a bomb on and then be back in China before the bomb even hit the ground. They can leave China, come to New York, drop a bomb, and be back in China, sitting down, taking a dump in the bathroom by the time before the bomb even hit the ground. That's how fast these guys are. One Japanese pilot said they were flying at 300 and something miles an hour, and then one of the baby planes pulled up on side of him and was matching his speed. And then he said it darted off and disappeared. Check this out. They launched a rocket because they told them don't shoot the extraterrestrial grays on the mother plane. Told them don't shoot no more rockets out of space because you busting holes in the ozone layer. And so they said, "Oh yeah, we ain't got to listen to you. We do what we want." So they shot the rocket up there. And the rocket was going 15,000 miles an hour. Nigga, I said 15,000 miles an hour. Right? The rocket was flying 15,000 miles an hour. And the UFO came in and just shot it on both sides while it was flying. And then just darted off. I said, man, look at this, man. Whatever that is, God got something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, God got something to do with it, for real, man. Ain't nothing flying that can dance around a rocket flying at 15,000 miles an hour, dance around it like it ain't even moving, and then dart off from that particular speed. Look how fast that thing can fly. Man, I saw the mother plane, it moved like this. Go read Ezekiel. Ezekiel talk about it for you Bible guys. It's called Ezekiel's wheel. The wheel in the middle of a wheel. That motherfucker move like this. Then just shoot off. I'm telling you, man, I got videos of it. And then don't let them look. Then if the little bitty baby planes come out, they move just like that, and they got sound weapons and everything on them. So we don't care about no drones in Operation McGuire. Man, y'all still 10,000 years behind the baby plane. Build all the drones you want. We're just gonna roll out we got 1,500 of them, but we'll just roll out 300. And that's really overkill. We'll let 300 out on you. And that's really overkill. I'm telling you. We'll just let 300 and they'll destroy all your whole military in less than 10 minutes. I'm telling you. Less than 10 minutes. We knew this day would come. We knew the devil would get power to try to take over the world. But we already was ready for that. That's why we put the mother plane up there. And if you think that Elijah Muhammad was crazy, the government didn't think he was crazy when they arrested him and questioned him about it after Neil Armstrong them came back with pictures and shit of it. Oh, it's this thing up in it's this big thing. It looked like about a half a mile like a football stadium. And then it's got this humming sound coming from it like a beehive. I'm telling you, man. They know what's up there. You don't gotta believe us. People, we got videos of it. You know what I'm saying? And people in the scene it themselves. So we ain't got to play crazy. You can play crazy and let them fool you. So all your even so all the technology they got still no match for the L's that hover. The L's was already advanced. We saw what they was gonna do, so we put something in action for it. America got 7 fleets of military Navy crafts, and a whole fleet will be destroyed in 1 hour if the mother plane is unleashed on them. Less than that, really. We can knock them. This thing, like all that technology, got to have a power source, and they controlled by a brain. All we got to do is cut the brain. So everybody's out talking about the drones over New Jersey. Don't be afraid. It's just the military doing their training routines with their new drones they got to farther be able to monitor you and tighten up on their national security, is what they say. I'm telling you, man. And they've been using your money to they're gonna use your own money to build. They use your own money, tax dollars, to build a military to work against you. That's the type of guys we're dealing with. Because you the enemy since 1933, since they robbed you of all your gold. And they know that, hell, they said it, they even said it in the Albert Pike's letter. They said that, man, once these guys wake up and figure out that we they gonna be really mad. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. We're gonna have to run underground. And so we gonna have something to combat them. And what they came up with, robots and machines. Go watch Terminator and the Matrix. It played out right there. We ain't got to beat this over your head at this time. And those drones, like I said, you're going to see them over most cities, all the major cities. They got an Air Force base close to it. You're going to see these drones being tested. And a lot of it is also part of what Reagan put together called Operation Star Wars, where they were trying to combat these off-world beings. Right, like I said, they've been doing that since the 50s, since Eisenhower and them shot down shot down one of their crabs, these grays, extraterrestrial beings, and they got shit already out. They got these drones already working out of space, and robots already working out of space already. Everybody driving this big ass icebox car around called the Cyber Truck. Like it's some new truck, but that truck has been around for about 25 years now. They've been driving that truck around on Mars and the moon for a while. That's a space vehicle that you drive. That's why it's built like that, where it's enclosed so hard, because it's built for driving out on places where the oxygen content is low. I'm telling you, man, that's a space vehicle that they've been using them to drive underground and on Mars on their Mars projects. Right, go. We got all this stuff in the archives about the Project Mars, all in the Galactic Family of Life playlist. The Pope opening them doors. I heard about that. The Pope opening them doors, right? That been sealed. I think it was those the Holy of the Holiest, or whatever, this room that been sealed for, I think, since 2016. And the opening of them doors is the opening of they trying to make it like it's the opening of a seal. Because in the Revelations it talk about the opening of the seals. Now, their idea of this opening of the doors is the releasing is pretty much a revelation type thing, where Doc put out this thing called the Seven Thunders. I think BDL just put a tape out on it. Right, so the Seven Thunders is when the Pope opening these doors is to bring in those calamities that they supposed. Because keep in mind that they want their ideology to play out. They want their revelation to play out, because it'll prove that what they saying was right. Right. So if it don't play out like it's supposed to play out, they stimulate the play out. See what I'm saying? They'll put billions of dollars to make things go like it said in their book, even if it ain't going like they said. Like if it ain't naturally going like they said it in their book, I gotta say it the same way so you'll get it. If they wrote a certain thing is written that said it's gonna happen like this, right? And it's a revelation. Now, if that don't happen, what they'll do is to make it stimulated. These church, they step in and put money and try to stimulate that event. They'll stimulate a natural earthquake. They'll stimulate some of the stuff that's mentioned of in Revelations. right? A hailstorm or this and that, because they got the technology to do this, right? And so the opening of them doors is to stimulate, and it's pretty much connected with the drones. Now that I think about it, it's to bring in this new revelation of this end time revelation. We're at the end time, and this is where the 7 years of plagues, and how they try to bring in, but they stimulate this using like say naturally, it won't even go that way, because prophecy is subject to change based on now, because prophecy is only a calculation based on now and then. So it depends on when they gave that calculation or that prophecy. That prophecy could change after the fact. See what I'm saying? Prophecy is subject to change, subject to be altered based on now, especially if the people become aware of the prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Aware of the prophecy. Yeah, see that with the Pope. Okay, so another thing too. I'm about to put a tape out about this called "The Pope and The Nomos." Right? Those who claim to know the most. The Pope is pretty much working for the Nomos, Reptilians, Alelu now. Okay, and so the Reptilians and they're higher beings, which they really worship the Reptilians. They call the Cardinals or the Canarian extraterrestrial bird race. We put a tape out on these guys already too. Yeah, Alelu. Alelu is a news half brother that's over a group of beings called the Nomos. He one of the groups, because it's different groups of Nomos, but he over one of the groups, the ones that's the fish Dogong people. That and they look like I say, over time they grew into looking more human. He says the Pope has the Ark of the Covenant in the pyramid, and he's about to use it to activate them for a reset. Nah, man, what the Pope gonna do? The Pope gonna go in that pyramid and get his ass zapped. That's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Messing around with some shit that he don't know nothing about. See, you can't even deal with that type of energy unless you a pure holy being. You got to go back and read some of the stuff that was, the Pope gonna get his ass zapped, right? Going in there fucking around with some shit that don't got no business, because that instrument device. See, what we did back in the day is when we dealt with that device to make the call, we had to tie a rope to a nigga leg and with a bell on it, and the dude had to walk. We stand outside while the cat. Yo, check this out. We stand outside and held the rope while the cat walked in there and made the connection to get in touch with Enlil and them, right? To get in touch with Inky and them, right? The cat if that bell stopped shaking, we'll pull him out, because he could get just by going in there. The energy field, once you activate that thing, it can kill you. It can cause you to have a heart attack. So what we would do, if we heard the bell stop moving, once he went in there and made the contact, we'll pull him out real fast. You can read this in the Bible, man. I'm telling you, we put it in there about what the Ark of the Covenant is, and the real people of that thing is us, the ancient Egyptians, the Afar people. We are the real Israelites, the Afar people. And the Ark of the Covenant is over here. They found the Ark of the Covenant over here in the Grand Canyon. That's what they ain't gonna tell you. And they went and took it, the Smithsonian Institute, and they took it into Area 51. And they put it in the warehouse because they didn't even know what it was. They didn't even know what it was for a long time, until a dude, one of the military guys, went in there one of them radar with one of them radiation things, and then he was scanning around trying to check for radiation stuff, and then he came over there, the Ark of the Covenant that was collecting dust, and it said and went off, right? And he said, damn, what the hell is this? What the hell is this device that goes off when we scan across it, right? And it was the Ark of the Covenant. And they said that then they took it to S4 and put scientists on it to try to figure out what it was, right? And it's really a contact device, just like they did with the when they found the Stargate, they activated it, and when they activated it, they didn't know what it was, so they just covered it up, and then shit later on, some extraterrestrials activated that mug and came right back through it, because that's why we buried that thing. We buried that thing so that they couldn't come back through it. Pharaoh Den buried the Stargate, and then they dug it up in 1939. A lot of this stuff might sound like the movies, but like I say, they put movies out. Like Doc said, they put these movies out to keep you dumb, to keep you thinking that, oh, all this is make believe and fictional reality, science fiction. Ain't no such thing as science fiction, man. I'm telling you, man. They show you in the movie, they already got 40 years ahead of what they showed you. That's what Doc said. He said, whatever they show you in the movie, they're 6 levels deeper than what they show you in the movie. Man, it was more than one. It was more than one arc. It's like a telephone. It's more than one telephone. How many telephones is it? It was more than one. Ark of the Covenant. They didn't find like 3 or 4 of them so far. They were devices that was created by the Anunnakis to get in contact with groups of people. And they'll come telling you about, oh, well, they put the 10 Commandments inside, and yeah, they're trying to make you think that it's some kind of carrying box or something. Nah, man, that thing is an ancient device. And it's a lot of other ancient technology they dug up over there and didn't know what the hell it was, and they threw it in a museum and just had it sitting up in there. And then some guy that know come in there and say, oh no, that's not no damn no bracelet. Man, that's a device so you can walk through walls. That's why the diamonds is set, because they don't know that it's crystals create certain type of energy when you put them together. That's what the 0 point energy is. So they ain't understand the 0 point energy. So they see a bracelet that's designed the same way, and they were like, oh, that's just some fine jewelry artwork. No, nigga, that's some ancient device that our Nana used to wear on her wrist to walk through walls or to be invisible. And then one of them, some of that stuff they found out what it was. They said, oh shit, what is this? And then they took it to a laboratory and found out, oh, this is an invisible device. So they reverse engineered and gave it to now the military got it, but only certain groups like the Navy SEALs and the Secret Service. They got invisible belts, and they had this since 1992 because they was using them with George W. Bush Sr. And when he was a CIA agent, they were using these devices. These what they found that was created by ancient Egyptians. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So don't be alarmed over in closing, don't be alarmed and shocked over the like I say, over the drone thing. The drone thing is just a military test run called Operation McGuire, where they test running these new drones that may look like UFOs or some craft that you may not have seen, because it's 40 years ahead of the technology. It's 40 years ahead of the public, because the government stay ahead of the public. Right? And so that is that part. If you want to get a better idea what's going on, like I say, go watch Terminator and what was happening in the Terminator. All 3 parts. Go watch The Matrix, of how we was fighting against the machines, and how these machines tried to keep us in this illusionary matrix type world so they can use us as an energy source. Somebody need us as an energy source. They need us as batteries. So they can, so in order to power, they keep their power. They need our power. It told you that in Revelations, where it says they gave their power over to the beast. So the beast need us to stay in power. And on that note, We out. Wadu.